London on Saturday. I've got a couple of tickets for it. It seemed appropriate to meet Thomas's creator, the Reverend W. Audrey. Right. You know, I've had various train sets, as I'm sure most of us have in the audience, and they never worked that well for me. I could never get the tracks together, to work properly. The things would always break and fall over. It's wonderful to see something.
Oh, you wanted to build there?
Have you got one of those?
I've got one.
Have you?
It's been on the exhibition circuit since 1963, and I first showed it at the model rail that had the Easter exhibition at Central Hall.
You've always been
and
obsessed.
Now I've come back to open the International Model Railway Exhibition at Central Hall Saturday.
You've been obsessed with steam trains all your life.
Well, I was brought up on railways in an amateur sort of way.
Yeah. Did you live near a railway station or what?
My father was a keen amateur railwayman. He was vicar of Ampfield between Winchester and Romsey. Yeah. And I remember, when I was 3 or 4, going for walks with my father through the parish. And our favourite walk was to go up down to Beardsley Bridge, climb up the embankment and walk along the track. Nobody ever turned us away. The gangers were all my father's parishioners, and they knew him. And my father had a gauge 3 model railway in the vicarage garden. And from time to time, he'd have steam days, and he'd invite these railway chaps along, and they'd have a fine time putting the Parson railwayman right.
Yes, it was the wonderful sound that steam. For some reason, we don't get the same sound out of diesel or electric, do we?
No.
The old steam.
No, a steam engine is an extrovert. He likes to know, likes you to know, how he's doing or how badly he's being treated.
Yeah.
He's always got something to say.
Can you detect from what he says how badly he's been treated or how well he's feeling?
Oh yes.
Well, give me a badly treated sound then.
When I was small, I lived with Box, and there's a gradient there between Box and Caution. And at night, lying in bed, I'd hear a goods train go off at Box Station, crow for the banker. Beep, beep, beep. And the banker would come out of the shed, buffer up behind, and would crow, beep, beep, beep. And then you'd hear the train start.
I've woken up.
The goods the train engine was towards the puffins, so as to say, can't. And the banker would come up behind, oh yes you can, oh yes you can, oh yes you can.
Yeah, you can put any words you like to train sounds, can't you?
Yes.
All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Now what about Thomas the Tank Engine? You see, it's proved to be enormously popular all over the world with children who are a generation away from steam. They've never been on a steam train, they've never even seen a steam train except maybe in the films. What's the reason for the popularity? Have you ever thought why?
I just don't know, except that my children find themselves able to identify with the different characters of my engine. There's Percy, always ready for a joke, practical joke on something.
And Gordon?
Yes, Gordon is rather the bossy sort of
Yeah, pompous, yes. And then there's Thomas, who's the greatest favourite.
But I call Gordon after a small boy whose name actually was Gordon, who used to play with my small son. He was a bossy type, and so Gordon was a name for a bossy engine. It was a natural.
Be careful, I will sue you for that, you know. If he's still
I haven't let out who he was.
No, not a sound of the surname. But I mean, it has been marvellous, Thomas the Tank Engine. The Thomas the Tank Engine books, Thomas the Tank Engine, everything.
Well,
bags, books.
You can't miss Thomas.
Pens. No, can you?
No.
How did it become so international? What happened?
I just don't know.
Did you write it for yourself, or did you write it for you? Who'd you write it for?
Well, when you're writing a children's book, you're writing for a whole lot of people. You're writing for yourself to make sure that you've got it researched right. You're writing for the unfortunate parents who've got to read it aloud, time after time after time after time. You've got to put in little funny bits, subtle bits, which they'll enjoy. And then there's the simple slapstick stuff, which the child will enjoy.
Tell me, what did your parishioners think when they realised that they had a priest who was writing children's stories in his spare time?
Well, I think they were rather proud to have me a bit notorious, but all the same, they thought me a bit crackers to be interested in railway trains. We wonder if he's any brains. He's interested in railway trains.
Yes, it's a sign of high intelligence. Now, I know your wife is watching, and she hasn't been feeling all that well. We wish her a very speedy recovery if she's watching, but wish her well very soon. And also to the railway exhibitions coming up in the horticultural halls, and to you, continued success with Thomas. And it's a great pleasure to meet you.
Thank you very much, Dave.
Thank you, sir.
That was Thomas Tanking Jin, person who wrote the Thomas books. And he rated all the Thomas books. And as a person probably started all Thomas stuff back in the first series. Now I'm gonna watch. No, I don't think I'm gonna watch. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.